In the winter of 1944, somewhere behind the Allied lines in France, a German prisoner of war sat wrapped in a battered field coat, staring across a road at American soldiers unloading ammunition from trucks. He had spent years fighting the armies of Europe. He knew how to recognize exhaustion, fear, and discipline in a soldier's face. But what unsettled him was not the Americans themselves. It was the seemingly endless stream of men, vehicles, fuel, food, artillery shells, and equipment moving toward the front. The German soldier had been taught to fear the enemy's courage and battlefield skill. Yet here was something different, an army that appeared capable of replacing losses, repairing machines, feeding thousands of men, and bringing fresh ammunition forward almost without stopping. For men who had spent years fighting under increasingly desperate shortages, the sight was almost impossible to comprehend. Across the Western Front, German soldiers began encountering the same disturbing reality. American units could suffer casualties and still attack. Tanks could be knocked out and replaced. Artillery batteries could fire enormous quantities of shells, while trucks kept arriving with more. Allied aircraft controlled the skies, making movement during daylight dangerous. Even when German commanders achieved local successes, the Americans seemed to possess another formation waiting behind, the one already fighting. German prisoners later described the experience in different ways, but a common theme repeatedly appeared. They had expected to fight soldiers, but discovered they were confronting an enormous military system. That realization did not happen all at once. It emerged through a series of encounters, battles, defeats, and moments of disbelief. At Kasserine Pass, in Normandy, during the breakout across France, and later in the brutal winter fighting of the Ardennes, German commanders repeatedly searched for weaknesses they could exploit. American troops certainly made mistakes. Some units were inexperienced, some attacks were poorly coordinated, and German formations occasionally inflicted devastating losses. But behind every tactical setback stood a larger problem. The United States possessed industrial power, transportation networks, manpower reserves, air superiority, and logistical capacity on a scale Germany increasingly could not match. And this raises the central question of the story. What exactly did German soldiers discover when they fought the Americans? Was the difference simply superior numbers? Was it technology, logistics, training, leadership, or something deeper about how the United States had transformed economic power into military power? To understand why so many German soldiers came away with remarkably similar impressions, we have to go back to the beginning, before Normandy and before the final battles in Germany, to the moment when American power first began, appearing on battlefields, where German commanders believed they still held the advantage.